Now, Becky Parr is joining us on the show today, and I wanted to bring you these for later if you need a little bite. Which one would you like?
I'm going to take this one.
Aren't you sweet? I'm going to sit this down in the back. Becky Parr is an incredible lady and has absolutely brought us something today that when I did my homework for the show, I thought I cannot wait to meet you because this is so smart. This is something that we all needed in our kitchens and we didn't even know it. So she invented, this is a 9x13 pan with a carry lid and a cutting tool, that the cutting tool actually nests down into that lid so that you always know where it is. But you partnered with BergHOFF, and what was your motivation for creating this item?
I was a Weight Watcher.
Okay.
And all my recipes were really specific. They said certain number of servings were in each pan.
Okay.
And I had a casserole dish and a spoon.
Sure.
You know, it always looked different to me and I was always over my limit. So I had to find a way to have portion control.
Sure.
So one day I just took my pan and I put inch marks all around the edge. But I realized really quickly that I couldn't cut a straight line.
Okay.
So I needed a straight edge. So I invented the cutter as well.
So smart.
And all you have to do then is line up those inch marks, and let's say it needed 12 servings, for instance, in that pan, which a lot of my recipes did.
Sure.
I could cut perfect 3x3s.
Come on.
Yes, and I was not off my diet. No. And I could serve 12 people equal pieces. So even on my buffet lines, I knew exactly how many people I could feed, so no one was left out at the end of the line.
That's so nice. This is the perfect slice. And so you're seeing those little marks on the pan. Now I'm going to bring everybody down in front of our table and show you we have exclusive colors here at QVC, which we're very proud of. So we have the blue, and that's where you slide the cutter right there in the lid. Then next door, we have that beautiful green. And then at the very end, we have the red. Now, if you're thinking, how could a 9x13 get better? I'm going to tell you a couple things. Hear that? That is carbon steel construction. So have you ever had a pan that you bought at the grocery store and you take it out of the oven and it starts to buckle on you in the middle, and you know that 6-pound lasagna that you just made all day long is about to fall onto the floor?
Yes.
You don't want to do that. This is not going to do that to you. And then there's a beautiful nonstick on the inside. So there are all those little lines that are going to help you measure. So you can make 1-inch squares if you want to. You can make 2-inch squares if you want to, or 3, and then some. I think you get the point. However, the fact that we can now make tidy cuts and we can watch our portions, it's a great time of year to have this available. Now I'm going to set this down and let you know that it's on 6 easy payments of $4.80, but those easy payments go away at the end of the show. So
well, you know, Mary,
I love it.
This is not just the best pan you've ever had in your kitchen because it's heavy and it won't buckle and the nonstick coating won't come off.
Right.
But this lid is genius. Let me tell you, if you've ever picked up a cake that had a lid and the cake fell out,
yes,
hasn't that happened to all of us?
It sure has.
So this actually clamps on. It has clamps that clamp on.
Oh, I see.
Just like that. So you know when you get there, it's going to be fine to carry with your handle. It doesn't matter how heavy it is. It's going to be just fine.
Oh, that's good to know.
And inside this lid, you will notice that there is the cutting tool, and it snaps right in place.
That's so
lovely. You're
lovely.
never going to get to your party without that.
Okay.
And another little bonus is you'll see there's 2 little holes here. These are intentional vents. So if you have to carry this somewhere before it's entirely cool, no problem. Leave the slicer out. It will vent through those holes, and when you get to your party, it'll be nice and cool.
Oh my
then you'll
gosh.
just snap that back in, and now it's airtight again. So you can store it, you can freeze it, you can do whatever you want to. And this is an all-in-one lifesaver.
Isn't that great? So when Becky invented this, I'm pretty sure that she didn't know we were all going to be this excited about it, but thrilled that you are. So we do have the 3 colors down in front. You're seeing that beautiful red on your screen right now, and that red is our most popular. We've got the blue, and we also have the green as well. But I have to remind everybody, this is $28.82 for the lid, the pan, and the cutter. but we have 6 easy payments of $4.80. This is already a customer top-rated offer here at QVC, but we can also cut triangles.
Oh yes, all you have to do to cut a perfect triangle for like lemon squares is first you cut your squares into 3 by 3s, just like this, and then you turn it diagonally. And now you have perfect triangles.
This is so great.
And let me tell you something I hear from people all the time who tell me, I can't bake, I burn everything, Becky, it's just not for me.
Right.
And I tell them, you know, if you can read, you can bake. Because if you can read a
Aren't you
recipe.
sweet? It's true though.
It's not the issue with yourself.
Right.
You have bad bakeware.
Right.
And if you've got a thin pan that burns everything on the bottom and you're blaming yourself, get rid of that. It's making you look bad. You know?
It was, I agree with you. And it was so much fun to talk to Becky before the show because she was saying too, you know, there are so many times where you blame yourself for something that happens in the kitchen when really it's probably the tools that you're using.
It's the tools that you're using. And you know, there is not a man in the world who would say he was a bad carpenter when he knew he had a lousy hammer. Yes. But we will,
I love it.
We will oftentimes blame ourselves. Let me tell you, it's just not worth the effort if you can't do it right.
So what's in this pan?
This is just cornbread. And you know, I'm going to be cutting these into bars.
Okay.
Now,
smart.
You can do really 2 by 2s, 3 by 3s, 1 by 1s. I'm going to do 2 by 3s here.
Okay.
And I know that they will all be exactly the same size. And you know, if you need portion control because you're a Weight Watcher,
that's right.
That is important. If you're a diabetic, it's important. But you know, if you're just someone who likes to entertain,
right.
The difference between looking like a professional caterer,
right,
and looking like an amateur,
right,
is that your party platters have to look uniform.
Look how gorgeous.
These are 1 by 1s. Now you cannot do that in an ordinary pan with a knife because you will never get them perfect. These are perfect every time, and you have little bites that you can put beautifully on your plate. Same thing with triangles, same thing with big squares. Whatever you want to do, your party platters are going to look exactly like a professional caterer's because they're uniform.
I love that the pan is also dishwasher safe. How do you recommend we clean the cutter and the lid?
They're all dishwasher safe.
I love it. I was hoping she was going to say that.
You know, we don't have time for that.
I know.
We just don't have time for that.
I love it. Okay,
I'll be
who loves
honest
Becky
with you,
already? I'll be in that club first.
This nonstick is so good on this that most of the time I just wipe it out because it's just that easy. It's not even worth the space.
Agreed. So Becky has 3 exclusive colors for us. We have this beautiful light blue. Then in the middle, we've got the green. And then at the very end, we have that popular red. I just want to pick up the green and remind everybody, because I want you to hear, that's carbon steel. So this is not going to bend or bow on you. That's one of the reasons that it's already customer top rated. Another reason, it's got that beautiful non-stick on the inside. And then another reason, look at these measuring lines. So even if my husband and I are empty nesters, and you just like to have things uniform, you know that you can fit them into your lock and lock if they're cut a certain way, this is a lovely piece to have. And so keep in mind too that the price tag here is a featured price of $28.82. At some point it will go up, and you're also getting it today on those 6 easy payments of $4.80, and those easy pays are gone at the end of the show. Not the day, but at the end of the show. Oh my gosh, is that stuffing?
This is stuffing.
Smart.
So, you know, a lot of people when they think of baking, they think it's only cookies and cakes.
Right.
But that is not at all true.
Right.
You know, I did a lot of casseroles because I was feeding a lot of teenagers at parties.
Aww.
And I did have a party before I invented this when on my buffet line, the back 2 boys had no food.
Aww.
Because they were just using a spoon in a casserole dish, and I was so mortified. So again, if you want to make sure that everybody gets fed, the easy way, you get a pan like this so that you can count the number of servings that you need, cut what you need, and everybody gets the same slice.
So fun. It's K46660. And if you were let down by your 9x13 this holiday season, pick this up for yourself and be all ready to go. Becky, Parr.
And you
thank
know,
you.
if I might also, many of us are going on diets after the first of the year,
That's right.
or joining weight loss groups.
Sure.
Oh my goodness, get the tools that'll help you.
Isn't
Get
that
the
smart?
cool tools that'll make sure that your portions are correct.
We hug on this show. I'm going to get in there. Thank you, my friend, so
Thank
much.
you.
So good to meet you.
Thank
and we hope
you.
you're back on In the Kitchen with Mary soon.
Me too.